Okay, you've heard of the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Okay, you can lead an atheist to the truth, but you can't make him think.
I think you'll find that one cuts both ways. After all, what makes you so sure that you're the one with the truth? It's the atheist, or at least the atheist skeptic, the agnostic atheist, who seeks what's true through examination of the facts. What do you have? Faith? Which one of us is actually thinking? Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. I've got no idea what this guy's name is, but the channel is called Solidify Your Faith. So right away we know we've got a winner here. He's got his way of trying to get atheists to believe his religion, a way which proves he doesn't understand atheists at all. This is actually quite typical of the theist mindset. They try to convert people using what would work on them, instead of satisfying the reasons atheists don't consider their religion valid.
So what do? With the horse, you put salt in his oats. You make him thirst for the water, okay? With the atheist, you make him thirst for the truth. Well, how do you do that? You help him realize he's believing a lie. And how do you do that? You ask him questions.
And I consider this a dishonest tactic. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but in my discussions with theists, I've noticed that there is no potential for give and take. You ask a question, they respond with a question, or they hem and haw, give you a because God says so answer, and then go back to trying to grill you like a defense witness. The only one giving answers is the atheist.
I never argue with an atheist. I just ask questions. Wide-eyed and innocent. Hey, how'd life begin? Where did matter come from? How did consciousness come from matter? What happens when you die? All this. And it helps them to realize they don't have it all figured out.
Most atheists already realize they don't have it all figured out. But how is that going to lead anybody with an ounce of reason or rationality to religion? Religions demand faith of us. They demand we embrace our ignorance as if it were powerful to not know, yet act as though we do anyway. How is that better than healthy skepticism?
And I've got this one question. I just want to do a quick survey. Are you a mutated animal? If you were asked, are you a mutated animal, how many people would be offended?
Yes, I am a mutated animal. I mean, that's not the most scientifically accurate way to put it, but it is, in essence, true. And, I mean, why would I be offended by that? Because of cultural baggage attached to being called an animal? Many people do seem to expect humanity to be elevated above other creatures, as if they're somehow exempt from being biologically part of the animal kingdom. And mutated? Without genetic mutation, evolution would not be possible, and the human race would have died out a long time ago. So what if this offends people? That's not an argument, that's an appeal to emotion. Go ahead, try to offend me with the truth. Let's see how well that works.
We're made in the image of God. And if they're calling me a mutated animal, they're calling God a mutated animal.
Which might get right up your nose. But we don't actually believe in God. If we're calling him anything, we're calling him imaginary.
That is what they believe. So that is a valid question. It has everything. It's their belief system. It's their foundation.
No, it's not. Atheism has exactly one foundation, not believing in God. Nothing else is inherent to atheism. There are a lot of commonly held conclusions that grow out of having no God belief, but none are inherent to atheism itself. It's entirely possible, though probably not a frequent occurrence, to have no belief in any gods, but to nevertheless think humanity is the product of supernatural forces. That would technically be an atheist, despite the arcane magical beliefs.
Now here's some other questions that you can ask an atheist. Is your brain a bag of chemicals? Is that all it is?
Well, yes. And I have no reason to suspect otherwise, despite how much it may feel as though it's more. In fact, it's because of that fact of biology that I'm fairly convinced free will is an illusion. The brain is as much subject to cause and effect as anything else in the universe. So, appearances aside, I think everything we do is a product of the natural forces. To be otherwise, there would have to be some way of interrupting reality, of pushing nature in an unnatural direction. And I have no reason to suspect that we can.
If you're a mutated animal, your brain's just a bag of chemicals, but got together randomly. How can you trust any of your thoughts?
I can't. This is why I'm a skeptic. This is why I insist on checking what I think or see to make sure I haven't misinterpreted what seems to be the case. Overconfidence and, yes, trust are often the first step toward a mistake. If we trusted what we think or see without skeptical examination, would we ever have found, for example, ultraviolet or infrared light, or microbiology? How many diseases would have gone uncured if all we did was trust our thoughts? I do my best to be a critical thinker, and the first step in that process is to wonder whether I've got a clue or whether I've missed something.
And that's what upset the atheist in my last talk. He just yells out, "Perfect," and he storms out of there. And he left in a big scene.
I want to know who this atheist is. I want to see footage of that event. Because frankly, I have a hard time believing it. I know a lot of atheists, and I'd find it awfully difficult to think of one who'd be at all flustered by these questions. Most of them would be like me in this video, though quite a few would be significantly less polite. I can't say I blame them, but any atheist who would be offended by his questions would be a needle in a haystack, and even if they were offended, it wouldn't change the truth, and it shouldn't change minds. Oh, hey, look, there's his name. Okay, Bri, this is the part where I say, until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance, saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please, think. You're still here? It's over. Rate the video, subscribe, and close the window. Go.